What is going on, Internet world? My name is Tom. You probably know me as Rivet, and I'm your coach of the Atlanta Braviaries, the highest flying, flyest looking team on YouTube. And this week we are here with our Week 4 battle of the UBL against the Donphan Wizards and Coach Ja. This is going to be a great match. Welcome to the workshop. Alrighty guys, we are here breaking down our matchup for the Week 4 battle of the UBL against the Donphan Wizards and Coach Ja. He's got a really scary team, but I think we have a good squad to take him on this week. Before we hop into the matchup breakdown, a couple things. I did make some changes to the team after last week's battle. Dealing with that Vaporeon really made me realize that there are some gaping flaws in the team that I needed to patch up. So I did end up dropping Swampert, Magnezone, and Kangaskhan and replace them with Gastrodon, Serena, Magneton, and Porygon. So a few new members to the team. I'm really excited. I love Gastrodon. If any of you guys have been watching my ISL battles, you know that Gastrodon is one of my favorites. Thundersnail, he's a homie. And then Serena I've used before. Magneton is essentially the same thing as Magnezone, kinda. And then Porygon's like I had 1 point left. You know, he's a cool little normal type. Gives me a Shadow Ball, switch in, and he can do some cool stuff for only 1 point. So I was pretty okay with that. So with that out of the way, let's hop into the breakdown. His first mon, he's got Latios. Latios is an incredibly scary Psychic and Dragon type, very fast, base 110 speed, and very especially offensive with base 130 special attack. Draco Meteor and Psyshock or Psychic is an incredible dual stab. It's got great coverage and moves like Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, Surf, Mystical Fire, Aura Sphere. It gets so many moves. So Calm Mind, 3 attacks is really scary. Calm Mind with Bolt Beam and Roost is really scary. Choice Specs and Choice Scarf is obviously incredibly spooky. It can also run Dragonite sets. It's got like 90 base attack, I think, with some decent physical moves. It can get like Outrage, then Headbutt, Earthquake. So maybe if he's feeling cheeky, he could run a Dragonite set. But Ja really likes choiced Latios variants. He drafts this a lot. It's one of his favorite mons. So I'm definitely expecting either Choice Scarf or Choice Specs, just because he's been fairly consistent with that. But I am prepped for Calm Mind, 3 attacks, or Calm Mind, Roost, Bolt Beam, something of the sort. So next up he's got Conkeldurr. Conkeldurrs are really spooky. Guts Wall Breaker, base 145 attack, boosted up by that close combat's incredibly hard knockoff facade. Does get Mach Punch for priority. Gets the Elemental Punches, Drain Punch if he's running like a bulk up set. It also gets Defog, which is pretty cool. I don't know if Ja's brought Guts yet. He's been rocking like Sheer Force Life Orb with Elemental Punches, so I could definitely see something like that coming this week. Or just, Guts Facade, Close Combat, and everything, because I don't have super great switch-ins. I have a pretty saucy answer to it this week. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm hoping it does, but we'll see how that goes. Next up, he's got Primarina. Primarina is an incredibly scary special wall breaker. Water and Fairies, an incredible dual stab, Hydro Pump and Moonblast with great coverage moves like Ice Beam, Energy Ball, Psychic, Shadow Ball. It can run Calm Mind sets incredibly well. That's usually what he runs. He's run Calm Mind, Sub, Draining Kiss, Scald a lot. So I'm really hoping he doesn't bring Choice Specs, because he could just bring Specs, Hydro Pump, Moonblast, Energy Ball, and Ice Beam and just completely shred my team apart. So I'm hoping he just relies on his Draining Kiss, Calm Mind shenanigans, because I can handle that a little bit better. I don't think he'll do that though, just because Gastrodon is there, and I think he needs the extra coverage with Energy Ball. So we'll see what happens, but I'm really hopeful he doesn't bring Specs. Next up, he's got Tangrowth. Tangrowth is a really spooky, very bulky grass type with the Regenerator ability, great defenses, big HP and big defense. He can run Assault Vest to patch up the little bit of lower special defense, and it's got great attacking stats in both attack and special attack, with a very good move pool such as Giga Drain, Knockoff, Earthquake, Sludge Bomb. Gets a great move pool and some supporting moves like Leech Seed, Sleep Powder, that stuff, and it can run Rocky Helmet really well. And it's just so bulky with Regenerator and the big HP stat. I don't know if it comes this week. I have some pretty good answers to it, like Skarmory and Goodra. So I don't think it comes, but if it does, I have the answers for it, I think. Next up, he's got Arcanine. Arcanine's 100% coming this week. It's his best answer to Weavile. Just a bulky Intimidate set. You can run offensive too. It gets good moves like Flare Blitz, Close Combat, Wild Charge, Iron Head. It can heal up with Morning Sun. It can phase out with Roar. But I definitely think that like a Boots or maybe like Shukaberry variant from Moltres is coming this week with Intimidate, just because he really needs the Axle Resist. Because even like Banded Weavile with Knockoff, like fully physically defensive Intimidate, I'm not doing anything to it. So I definitely think that's coming. Another mon that's probably coming this week is Alolan Muck. Alolan Muck is a great answer to Gengar. Poison and Dark is an amazing defensive typing. Very good assault vest user with great HP and special defense. He's got a really good move pool, and the poison touch ability helps it out. Poison jab, knock off, the elemental punches again. It doesn't get pursued anymore, thank God, which is great. But it's definitely really scary. It's a great answer to Gengar. It doesn't take a whole lot. It's just a really good special wall for stuff like Moltres and Goodra if I were running special attacking variants. Next up, another one of his favorites. He's got Donphan. Donphan's a really great bulky spinner, pure ground type, very bulky with 90 in HP and 120 in defense, and then 120 in attack as well. So Earthquakes hit really hard. It gets a great move pool, stuff like Seed Bomb, Gunk Shot, Ice Shard, Stone Edge. So if this thing comes, it's I would want to say it's a bulky spinning variant, but he likes Choice Band, so if he brings banded Donphan, I'll be really scared. I don't have a ton for it except for Skarmory, and Skarmory kind of shuts it down really hard, so I don't think he would do that. But if he does do that, then I might be in a little bit of trouble. I think I can maneuver around it, but still it'd be really scary. Next up, he's got Galvantula. Galvantula's a really fast and offensive electric and bug type. Obviously, it's a sticky web setter. And with Compound Ice Thunders, it hits really hard. Also gets Bug Buzz, Energy Ball. It can Volt Switch out and support the team with stuff like Thunder Wave. And Galv, I think, is definitely a maybe. It does some good work for him against mons like Skarmory and Moltres, but it gets shut down pretty good by Goodra and Magneton. However, I am really scared of sticky webs this week. I think Prim or Conk, like under sticky webs, really messes me up, or just Latios, because it limits the ability of Weavile to come in, outspeed stuff, and just mash things with triple axle. So I think that Galv probably comes just like a Boots variant with webs and maybe like Volt Switch, Energy Ball, something of the sort. Next up, he's got Licky Licky, a very bulky normal type, a great Wish Passer. It can just consistently hit with Seismic Toss for damage. It can Body Slam, Earthquake. It does get Swords Dance, which is kind of cool. But if it comes, it's probably just a Wish Passing variant, something to do with Gengar, maybe Chople Berry, or just very specially defensive. I do think Muck is better because obviously Mega Medicham just rips right through that thing, and Focus Blast from Gengar does hit it really hard, especially if I'm not like +2. So I think that Muck comes, but if Licky Licky does come, I have to be wary of it and how to handle it. Next up, he's got Steelix. Steelix is an incredibly bulky steel and ground type, base 180 defense, I'm pretty sure. So it's wicked, or I think it's 200, yeah, Agron's 180. Base 200 defense, incredibly bulky. Earthquakes and heavy slams hit really hard, or Gyro Ball. Does get head smash with Rock Head, which can be scary. Obviously, he also gets Sheer Force, so maybe he's like feeling weird. It's like he brings a Dragon Dance or Autotomize set, so that could be kind of spooky. So if Steelix comes, it's probably just a response to Magneton. But I don't think it comes. I have some good stuff to deal with it, like Moltres, Goodra, Mega Medicham. I mean, it is so bulky that M-Medi doesn't do a whole lot to it, and he can obviously run Protect to scare away High Jump Kick. So I do have to be wary of Steelix. And then last but not least, he's got Drifblim. Drifblim's a really cool mon with some cool abilities in Unburden, Aftermath, and Flare Boost. Flare Boost is like kind of guts, but special attack. I think maybe it's just 1.5. I'm not really sure. But it can also run Calm Mind with like something like Colbur Berry or another berry to like boosted speed and be really spooky in the late game. So Drifblim, again, I don't know if it comes just because I have pretty good answers to it in Goodra. He could bring like a bulky variant to handle Mega Medicham. But otherwise, I think he's probably got better mons to fill the slots this week. So with all that out of the way, let's hop into what I am bringing this match. Leading us off, the Remedy again. The Remedy coming out with a funky set this week. This is my kind of answer to Conkeldurr and maybe a win gone late game. I'm rocking a almost fully physically defensive Mega Medicham this week with Zen Headbutt, Drain Punch, Bulk Up, and Recover. If he's got Facade burned, then he's clocking me. But it's not doing a lot. It does like 76% max. But if he's just like hitting close combat, or he's like Life Orb, Sheer Force, Drain Punch with the elemental punches, he's not doing a whole lot to me. He does under half. I can scare him away with Zen Headbutt. I can recover up. I can start bulking up. And so in the late game, once Primarina is weakened, this does a ton of work against his team. Latios can obviously come in and revenge me, but I mean, I have some good answers to Latios. So once Latios is gone and Prim is weakened, then I think this thing can clean up. Galv will do a decent shot. Okay, Galv too, but no. Zen Headbutt looks great for spam late game. Drain Punch does a ton, lets me get my HP back, and then just recovering up is great. I have enough speed on there so that max speed Timid Primarina can't outspeed me, and then Zen Headbutt bonks that thing pretty good, especially if I'm at +1. Even with no attacking investment, pure power is making me so strong. And if I can get a couple bulk ups up, I'm looking really, really strong. So I really hope this works. If it does, I'm going to be super stoked. because Remedy's been, bringing some pretty basic sets, so I want to bring something a little bit funky, try to catch him off guard. Next up, coming back, we got Axl Rose. Axl Rose, obviously not present last week, and we lost, so I'm hoping that his Chadliness will bring us back into the win column, rocking just another choice band set, triple Axl knockoff, poison jab, and ice shard. Axl hits everything on his team incredibly hard except for Arcanine. Knockoff hits that. I mean, I don't really have anything good to hit Arcanine, especially if he's fully physically defensive with Intimidate. Poison Jab is there for Primarina, which obviously resists my dual stab. And then Ice Shard is there for priority, out-prioritizing Conk in the late game. It also hits Latios if he's Choice Scarfed or if webs are up. I know Banded Ice Shard, even though I'm just jolly, it does up to like 88% to Latios. So with a little bit of chip, Axl's looking super good in the late game, especially once I get Arcanine out of the way. If he's Helmet, I gotta be careful of that. I gotta knock off immediately to remove that thing, because I don't want to Axl into that thing, because A, I'll be doing literally nothing to him, and B, I'll take half my health. He could also be Helmet Tangrowth, and even though Helmet or Axl will do a lot to it, he can switch out, get his health back, and I can't click it once that thing is around. So I gotta be really careful about that, not killing myself if he does bring a Helmet Mon. But otherwise, Axl's looking fantastic this week. I just need to get my opportunities to click it, and I'm looking great. Next up, Dr. Milburn, the Moltres coming back, rocking an offensive set this week with the heavy-duty boots, Brave Bird, Flamethrower, U-Turn, and Defog, max attack Adamant with a good amount in special attack, and then again enough speed to outspeed Primarina. His team is fairly slow. He's got like Primarina base 60, and then Driftblim, Arcanine, and then Latios, I believe. Everything else sits below Prim, so I think I can run a decent amount of bulk on everything. I'm not running bulk on this, obviously. I'm mixed attacking. So I wanted, or I'm not adamant actually, I'm naughty. So Brave Bird, he's only got one flying resist, and it's Steelix, and Flamethrower kind of macerates that on the switch in. And otherwise, Brave Bird is looking fantastic. It clocks stuff like a bulky Primarina if he's got some Calm Minds up. It also hits Muck really, really hard if he's like Assault Vest. Donphan doesn't want to take Flamethrowers. Licky doesn't want to take Brave Birds. So this set is looking really good. I hope I can catch him by surprise, and this does some good work for me. U-Turn's obviously there for pivoting, and then I wanted to bring Roost to get me back some Brave Bird recoil, but I really can't have those webs get up against me, and I needed as many options as I could to get rid of those, so I am bringing Defog instead of Roost. If that decision bites me in the butt because he doesn't bring Galv, or I chip myself down way too hard, then I'm going to regret that. But I can't take the risk of webs getting up and staying up, because that'll be really bad for me. Next up, making his debut, we got Symphony Regalia, the Diancie. Bringing a specially defensive set this week with Leftovers, Moonblast, Diamond Storm, Stealth Rock, Heal Belt, the Clear Body ability. This is my primary answer to Latios, just because I'm immune to those Draco Meteors. I have enough defense investment on there that Choice Spec Psyshock doesn't two-shot me after Leftovers recovery. He can obviously bring Surf, Spec Surf, pretty much two-shots me all the time. But if he is Specs, I can swap into something else that resists it. And then Moonblast hits it really hard. Diamond Storm is good for Mons, like Arcanine. This is also a pretty good Arcanine switch in if he doesn't have Iron Head. If he does have Iron Head, then I'm really in trouble. So I'll probably switch into something like Remedy or Milburn first to scout for that, because I can't lose Symphony. I need this thing super badly to check Latios. Stealth Rocks are there, obviously, if he doesn't bring boots on Arcanine. It's also just good for getting chip on stuff like Latios, so in the late game, I can just Ice Shard it. And then Heal Bell is there if he's got Toxic on anything. If I get like a Para on this thing, maybe from like a Thunder from Galv or anything of the sort, I can heal both those away, because I need to keep the team as healthy as possible. Next up, also making its debut, we got Trinity the Magneton, rocking a Spadef set with Eviolite and Analytic, Volt Switch, Flash Cannon, Thunderwave, and Teleport. This is my other check to Latios, just because Latios really only needs 4 moves to thrash me this week: Draco, Psyshock, Mystical Fire, and Surf. So Symphony takes it on fairly well, except for Surf. Trinity is resisting, obviously, the Dracos and Psyshocks. Mystical Fire messes it up. Thankfully, I have Symphony for that, and it's not taking a whole lot from Surf. Volt Switch is great with Analytic for forcing the switch in. If he goes into something like physically defensive Arcanine, then Volt Switch will do a lot, especially with Analytic. If he does bring Steelix, but obviously I'm not doing anything to, I can teleport out. Thunderwave is great if he brings in something like Conk against me. I can Thunderwave it. I'd still activate his Guts, but I'd get a chance for like a cheesy Para or something like that. This is also a really good answer to Galv. Volt Switch isn't going to do a whole lot, neither will Bug Buzz or Giga Drain. So, and I can just teleport out afterwards, especially if he sets webs. I can teleport out right into Milburn or something else to remove those. So I'm really liking Trinity this week. I needed to do some good work. I need to keep Latios in check, just because it hits me so hard. This is also a good thing. It gives me another barrier resist for Primarina, because Primarina obviously wrecks me, and I'm not switching in Milburn against that, because even if he's like even just uninvested or like a bulky Combine variant, I don't want Milburn to take a Scald just because I am very offensive. I don't have any bulk. So this is a decent switch into like boosting Prim. But the main switch in for Prim I've got this week is Serena making its debut. Catherine II rocking an Assault Vest set, Power Whip knockoff, U-turn to Rapid Spin. Max HP, a good amount of SPDF on there, and then enough speed for modest Primarina. This is if he's like modest specs, the set that wrecks me the most. I can come in, take like an Ice Beam or a Moon Blast. They'll do a ton to me. Ice Beam does like up to 60% if he's modest specs. But then I can Power Up it. That totally just crushes it. And then if he's a boosting variant, he's not going to do nearly as much to me. I can threaten really hard with Power Up. I can Rapid Spin away hazards, and then Knockoff is great. I can remove its specs. I can remove leftovers or something, and then U-turn is great for just pivoting. If I pressure that thing really hard. I wanted to bring leftovers with like Aromatherapy and Synthesis, but this I really need the Assault Vest just because it does so much to me. Even if he just locks into Specs Moonblast, it does like close to half. So I really need this thing to be around to check Primarina. I mean, I don't have a check for Primarina. It just shreds my entire team. It's such a good mon. And Ja's used it a lot, uses it very well, so I have to be really careful. So with that out of the way, let's hop into this match. Alrighty guys, we're about to hop into this match against Ja and the Donphan Wizards. You can see the 6 I expect them to bring up on the screen. Latios, Conkeldurr, Primarina, Arcanine, Muck, and Galvantula. Pretty confident on all those. Maybe not Galv, maybe he brings Donphan or something else. But you've seen the 6 and bringing and why I'm bringing them this week. So let's hop into this match. Okay, we do see Tangrowth, we do see Steelix. No Arcanine is shocking. I guess his switch into Weavile is Steelix. Okay. No Conk either. That makes me incredibly sad because my cheese and Medi isn't going to be as effective. But no Arcanine is absolutely wild. But I'm totally cool with that. Steelix is another good answer to Regalia, so that makes sense. But no Donphan is cool. I'm pretty surprised to see Tangrowth. I'm not going to lie. I don't really know what Tangrowth is for. Maybe he was spooked about Gashadon. But Tangrowth was shut down pretty hard by Goodra and Skarmory. So, I mean, Moltres can take it on relatively well, but it does get Rock Slide. I'm 90% sure. So, I gotta be wary about that. Yeah, it does get Rock Slide. Alright, so thinking about his lead, he could lead Galv to set Webs, he could lead Steelix to set Rocks, or he could lead Latios just because it's good. I don't hate my Symphony lead. I also don't hate leading Axel or Remedy. I don't want to lead Symphony. That would dissuade Latios staying in. Trinity's also not a bad lead. It matches up fairly well against Latios and Galv. Obviously, Magneton has to switch out, but I want to see how much Steelix is going to do to Mega Metachamp. Obviously, I'm not going to do a ton to him. I mean, if he's uninvested, Drain Punch does a decent chunk, and Earthquake and Heavy Slam don't do a lot. Let's see how much Gyro Ball does, see if that does more. He could also Toxic me, which would be really bad. Gyro Ball does not a lot. So, if he leads Steelix, I'm okay going into Remedy. I like my Trinity lead. I can teleport out immediately. So let's lead Trinity. Let's do that. Alright, he's gonna lead Tangrowth. So I should be fast in this thing, unless he's got speed on him. I'm just gonna Volt Switch out into probably Milburn. If he goes for Rock Slide, I mean, it would probably kill me. I don't have any investment at all. He could also go for Leech Seed. Or put me to sleep. But he's definitely got Earthquake on this guy, so I definitely can't stay in. I mean, Rock Slide won't kill me on Milburn, but I don't have Roost. So, I don't really know what I want to switch in here. I don't have a good answer to Tangrowth. I'm very surprised he brought Tangrowth. I gotta say, I am. Weavile super not safe. Remedy probably doesn't want to take this. I could go into Catherine and see what he wants to do, but he could definitely have like he could just there's no way he's got speed on this thing. So I want to Volt Switch out here and see what set he is. Okay, Volt Switch. He did not. I did 9. All right, so he's Assault Vest. He's Assault Vest with a lot of bulk. Yeah, he's fully specially defensive. Yeah, he's fully specially defensive Assault Vest. So that means Medi. Oh my goodness. Just even uninvested, Medi does not do a lot to this guy. Alright, Moltres could be a bad play, but if he goes for Rock Slide immediately, he's a god. Serena can take it on fairly well. If I lose my Assault Vest, I'm kind of really in trouble, especially with Primarina. So, because if he went for knockoff, which he definitely could go for. Realistically, Milburn puts on a ton of pressure, and I don't know if he would go for Rock Slide. Alright, let's go with Moltres. Please don't go for Rock Slide. Please don't. Alright, knockoff, that's fine. I'm going to lose my boots. That stinks. But right here, I'm going to U-turn and see what he wants to do. His switch into this is probably Muck. But I could just fire off a Brave Bird. That would almost kill it. And if he went into Muck or Primarina, I could smack that thing. If he went for Rock Slide, though, now I'd be in a lot of trouble. So I'm going to U-turn and see if that's his play. No, he just goes into Muck. I'm totally okay with that. And I think this is the situation here in which I want to go into Weavile. And man, Steelix is not going to take it. He might be Helmet Steelix, because he won't take anything. I should have brought Low Kick. I really didn't think Steelix was going to come. But yeah, alright. So he sees that my U-turn did a lot. So if he's conking, he knows that I'm physically offensive. But Weavile would thrash this thing. Yeah, Axel would kill if I hit it. But he could have something like Brick Break that would totally macerate me if I missed. So I'm just going to go into Remedy here, and I'm going to click. I mean, there's no way he stays in against Remedy. Drain Punch will do a lot. So I'm going to go in and click Drain Punch. I'm going to get my Mega off. If he stays in, he's got something cheeky. Then that stinks. But nothing on his team super wants to take this. Tank Growth could. I could also set up a bulk up, but I don't want to do that super early. Because if he goes into Latios and is like really aggressive. You know what, honestly, because there's no way he switches hard into Gallop or Latios, because if I had Ice Punch, I could murder that thing. So I'm going to click bulk up. Let's do that. Okay, Tank Growth comes out. And let's see what you've got. So I'm going to click Zen. Or Drain Punch. It has a chance to flinch though. But let's just click Zen. Wonk. Alright. Close. Giga Drain. Alright, I'm going to bulk up one more time, and then I'm going to start Drain Punching. Okay, 41 back. Alright, let's do some math. So this next one will definitely kill. But is it in my best interest to recover first and then Drain Punch? Probably. So I can keep this guy as healthy as possible. There's also the he just switches out hard into Latios. Okay, well, I tried to cancel it. I didn't. That would have murdered Latios. That wouldn't have murdered, but that would have done a lot. And I'm really sad that that canceled. That Drain Punch would have done up to 75%, and that would have made my life a whole lot easier. So here's the 50-50. Trinity is a safer play, and I don't really need it for any. I mean, I need Trinity more than I need Symphony because but I definitely can't stay in. So if he goes for Surf, immediately great play. If he goes for Mystical Fire, immediately great play. I'm going to go into Symphony because I need Trinity more. I need Trinity for Galv and Primarina. And this thing kind of gets muddled by his entire team. So let's go into Symphony and see what he plays. Don't click Surf. Draco, perfect. Alright, he's just going to go straight into Steelix, and I'm just going to set my rocks up. Okay, I'm going to go back into Remedy and see what he wants to do. He's going to set his rocks. That's fine. I can spin those away with Catherine later. So he's just going to probably go back into Tangrowth. He could also go hard back into Latios and reset that situation. So I'm going to click Drain Punch and see what he wants to do. Because Steelix shouldn't be able to touch me. If he Toxics me, I'll be really sad. But Drain Punch should do a decent chunk. And a Drain Punch plus Stealth Rocks to Latios will do a ton. So that it'll be more than enough for Weavile to come in and click Ice Shard later. But I got to get Chip on Steelix ASAP, because this is definitely his response to Weavile. Tangrowth is now sitting at approximately 60%. So with the no SPDF investment, or the no physical defensive investment he's got, Weavile should be able to smack that thing later. At this percentage, if he gets another regen out, that wouldn't be super fantastic. But I'm okay with the situation I'm in right now. I just got to keep Remedy moving. Alright, he just goes back into Tangrowth, yep. Alright, so 2 Drain Punches will kill this guy. So the question is, does he preserve this? I don't think he does. I don't think he needs this for anything, so I'm just going to Drain Punch again and claim the kill. Alright, well, my Cheesy Remedy set. Cheesy Remedy set is doing some decent work immediately. Galv comes out, he's booties. He's just going to either set webs or Volt Switch. So my play is Magneton 100% of the time. I hope he sets webs, as I can teleport out afterwards into Catherine and spin those away, or Moltres and Defog. But if he Volt Switches, he gets right back into Steelix. And then I have to go... I can go into Remedy again, or Catherine. Probably Remedy, just because I need Catherine to be as healthy as possible for Prim, because that is not coming yet. Alright, Magneton comes out. Let's go Trinity. Alright, he just goes for Thunder immediately. I'm totally fine with that. And I'm just going to teleport out. He's probably going to Volt Switch. But my play is teleport 100% of the time. Yeah. Felix comes out. So here's the thing. I have no intel on this guy. I think my play is Remedy, because if I went into Moltres and clicked Flamethrower, I've broken 30 at this point, which is good. But I don't think I do nearly enough, especially if he's specially defensive. Yeah, Milburn doesn't do a lot. I mean, at the same time, this is his answer to Weavile, so maybe he is physically defensive, and at that point, Flamethrower would murder it. But I think that Remedy is safer, because Remedy, I should just be able to click Drain Punch, and that will do a decent chunk to whatever wants to come in. And at that point, I'm in a good situation, because if Latios comes in, I go back into Trinity, because that time, the next time he'll go for Surf, I'm assuming, into Regalia. So let's go back into Remedy. And I'm just going to click Drain Punch again. I don't want to set up because Latios and Galv are literally right there. If he stays in for this and Toxics, that's fine. I hope he doesn't do that, but I'm just going to Drain Punch probably. Galv might come out. Actually, you know, if I'm him, I go into Muck and sack that off, because, all right, he's going to stay in 49%. Don't Toxic me. He's just going to EQ. He crits me. That stinks, but I'm okay with it. I'm just going to, I can recover up again. No, I'm just going to Drain Punch. He lives on 1. That kind of stinks, but at the same time, what are you going to do? All right, I'm going to recover. Try to get a little bit more health back. Keep me as healthy as possible. Now I'll Drain Punch. Kill this guy. All right, well, Remedy's got 2. Very cool. Sitting close to full. Steelix is gone. All right, Galv comes back out. He's just going to Volt Switch this time, but my play is still 100% to go into Trinity. There's the Volt Switch. Latios comes out. So he can either drop a Draco, he can Mystical Fire, or he can Surf. Here's the thing. If you're Choice Scarfed, you won't kill me with Mystical Fire. So I'm going to Volt Switch. Or I could Thunder Wave. Thunder Waving this thing would be a goated play, because if he's Scarfed, that means that it's Weavile time. And so I'm going to stay in Thunder Wave. That's what I'm going to do. Aura Sphere. I lived it. That's hype. Hit the Thunder Wave. Excellent. Okay, that's fantastic. And now I should be able to Volt Switch. So that Latios is absolutely Choice Scarfed because I forgot. I didn't calc Aura Sphere damage. I mean, that's fine, but let's see what that roll was to see if I should have died there. I don't think I should have. Mystical Fire. Aura Sphere. Why can I not type? Aura Sphere. So that. So that was a max roll on Aura Sphere, it looked like. So that had no chance to kill me. He's parried. But still outspeeds me. So I'm just going to go into Symphony here. Symphony should be able to take this because I believe he's Choice Scarf. And in that situation, I mean, I could also go into Milburn. Milburn's not a bad play. I don't think he stays in here, though. He probably switches out. The other thing is that Trinity dies on switch in. So I don't want to keep it around. I want to keep it for Death Fodder for that Primarina so that I can make a safe play. So that's totally what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to go into Symphony here. All right, he goes back into Gal. That's fine. He can Volt Switch. He can Energy Ball won't do a lot. He can set webs. But my play is to just Diamond Storm, I think. He doesn't want to he's got nothing that takes a Diamond Storm. He's just going to Volt Switch. That doesn't do a whole lot to me. Alright, Prem comes out. Let's see how much this does. I hit the Diamond Storm. That's rad. I get the defense. That doesn't matter, obviously. He's leftovers. Okay. So he's definitely sub leftovers. So here's the thing. Sub come on. Diamond Storm did 38. Yeah, he's uninvested. Okay, so that was a min roll on uninvested, it looks like. Yeah. I don't know what he's got speed for, though. Maybe he's just leftovers offensive. So I can go into Trinity and sack it off and make sure that my life is doing okay. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to screw around with differential. If he gets a free sub up, though, that'd be pretty bad. But I don't want to stay in against this guy. Because Scald... No, but I need to keep this healthy for Latios and Galv now that Trinity's dead. So a free sub is bad. That is very bad. So I'm going to go into Cap. He's gonna sub. Oh, he just goes for Hydro Pump. Okay. Well, I'm very glad I didn't stay in, and I'm just gonna U-turn. If he Ice Beams, if he stays in, then I'm just gonna sack off Trinity at that point. Because he's got multiple moves. I knew he would, but there's no way he stays in for this power whip, I don't think. Any of these guys can come in, so I'm just going to U-turn. Alright, Galv comes out. Bonk. And it's Weavile time, I think. Alright, big boy. This should be Weavile time unless I miss an Axel. But even just 2 probably macerates this thing. Knockoff also kills, but it doesn't kill anything else. So let's go for Axel. Hopefully I don't miss. I'm going for Weavile time. I want this 6-0. I mean, at the same time, Prim can come out. Prim is healthy enough where I don't think... Primarina. He's definitely got bulk. Axel probably doesn't kill Prim. So you know what? I'm just going to knock off. If he goes into Muck, that's fine. I can go into Remedy again. But I'm not going to take the chance on missing because Prim can come in afterwards and just kill me. So let's do that. Bonk. All right, well, he's dead. Axel continues his streak. So now Prim or Muck can come out. I'm okay with that. Again, I could sack off Trinity. Because realistically, if I choke this because I wanted to hold on to a 6-0, I'm an absolute goon and I don't deserve to win. So whoever comes out, I think I'll go into Trinity. Yeah, Muck comes out. So here's the situation, right? Mr. Muck shouldn't be able to touch. I saw this thing once. He was uninvested on defense. Realistically, he shouldn't be able to touch. Unless if he's like max attack gunk shot. He'll do a lot to remedy. But I'm going to go into him anyway. I want to keep this. He shouldn't be able to touch me. Fire punch. Cool with that. Don't burn me. Alright, and at this point, I should. Let's click. Fire punch. 22. He's max attack adamant. Okay. So if he goes for gunk shot here, it will do a lot. I'm gonna click drain punch. Oh, he's got shadow sneak. Oh, and he poisoned me. Sad. I didn't kill him. That also stinks. I mean, Milburn should also be able to clean up. He's parried. Let's see, Moltres does 71 minimum. He'll take. He could live. Primarina definitely dies. So I'll just drain. Give Remedy another kill. By God, he deserves it. By God, he deserves it. This has been fun. This has been fun. I really wanted to do something like kooky with Medi because he's such a baller anyway. All right, yeah, Latios comes out. I'm just gonna go hard into Regalia. If he serves, he's Choice Scarf, not Specs, so he shouldn't be able to touch me. Surf will obviously tickle a little bit, but it doesn't do enough where it will kill me. Psychic, 29. Cool. I'm just gonna click Moonblast. Just gonna switch out into Prim, probably, or he just clicks it again. I mean, he's also Prim comes out. Moonblast, Ice Thick. Alright, back into Catherine we go. But now it's Weavile time. Hydro Pump. I'm just gonna click Power Up. But if Catherine goes down here, that's totally okay. Now it's Super Duper Weavile time. Alright, Catherine's gonna claim her first kill as a member of the Atlanta Braviaries, at least for this season. Latios is Choice Scarf. I'm AV, obviously. Let's see if he can kill me. Oh, yeah. Oh wait, no, that's Milburn. Well, now. Serena. Yeah, Serena dies. So I'm just gonna go into Symphony, see what he locks himself into. I can live any hit. Oh, he got parried. That stinks. Let's just make sure I can live a Surf from this range. Surf does 42 max. Moonblast should kill. So let's click the move. Oh, he got parried. Oh, he's got some bulk. Damn, I'm sorry about those double paras, man. That would have forced me to do something, except just sit here and click Moonblast, but... should be the last one. Oh, a third para. Oh man, I don't think that mattered, but GG's. That's a 6-0. That's what I call a riveting win. We're back on the track. I needed that so bad. I was being all jank and stuff. But I'm done being a D-Gen. I'm back to being a winner, I guess. But GG's to Ja. That was a really good game. He's got a really spooky team. GG's to Remedy. Physically defensive Mega Metacham. What do you know about it? So, very good game. Very fun. Glad to get some of the new members some good work. Trinity being a boss. Same with Symphony, and I'm sad my Moltres didn't do anything. I wanted to show off the Brave Bird, but maybe that'll come back in another match. But thank you guys so much for watching this. Love you all. See you next time.